Thank you very much. We've been in touch with Governor Abbott and very close to Governor Abbott and everybody in Texas. Kristi Noem has, as you know, been there and will continue to be there. And we're working very close with representatives from Texas, and it's a horrible thing that took place. Absolutely horrible. So we say God bless all of the people that have gone through so much, and God bless the state of Texas. It's an incredible place. Any questions, please?
President, are you still planning to phase out FEMA?
Well, FEMA is something we can talk about later, but right now they're busy working, so we'll leave it at that. Go ahead.
For the trade letters that you're sending out on Monday, Secretary Bessent said that it would be a 3-week extension and that rates could go back up to the April 2nd level on August 1st. Is that what we should...
We're going to be sending letters out on Monday having to do with the trade deals. It could be 12, maybe 15. You know, Secretary of Commerce right here. And I guess, Howard, I would say it could be maybe as many as 15 or so. And they'll be going out on Monday, and some will go out on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we've made deals also. So we're going to have a combination of letters, and some deals have been made.
Is your reaction to Elon Musk starting a third party?
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Elon Musk, in my opinion, kind of suffers from having too much money. I think he suffers from having too much money. Some things that he says, it makes sense. And I think that Elon Musk has grown so far beyond money that Elon Musk basically wants to shape the United States and the world, for that matter, in his image. And so he's one of those type of people that if he doesn't like something, then he can't sleep unless he probably has to do something to change it. I don't believe that he bought Twitter, now renamed into X. I don't believe that he bought it because he actually seen it as a business investment. I don't think Elon gave a fuck. I believe that Elon Musk bought Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, because he wanted to have a say-so and he wanted to have some input and some he had issue with the fact that there was a lot of censorship that was going on, especially when it came to these liberal organizations that was parading and masquerading around as social media / news organizations. I don't believe that Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post. Remember when Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post? I don't believe that Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post because he looked at it as an investment. Because think about it. I know a lot of y'all think that some people care that have an extraordinary amount of resources, that they actually care about some of the investments. Some things they don't look at it as an investment. Some things they look at as a play. Some things they look at as power. Some things they look at it as control. When you get past a certain amount of money, and that can be respective in anything that you do. Let's say, for example, you are a person that makes $100,000 a year, right? And you want to make an impact in your family or certain things or whatever. You want to make an impact in your church. You will usually be one of the bigger givers. You will be the person that they come to. It's a status thing. It's a clout thing. It's a power move. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the same thing when it comes to moving in the city. There are certain people. Man, I shouldn't say this. I know of who's who, what, when, where, and why, and how, and who's all moving around in my city. And it's one of the reasons I love being in my city, because you become familiar with the politics. And when I say with the politics, I'm not just talking about the front face and politicians. I'm not talking about whoever it is that's pretending to run for mayor. I'm not talking about the city council. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the real politics, what's happening behind the scenes of who's who and what, and who knows who and who's giving a play on what's going on. And there are certain people, for example, that really believe that they demand in a city. And so you keep quiet and you move a little bit differently and you make moves. And so it's kind of sort of politics behind the scenes. And it happens in every single city. So when I see, for example, an Elon Musk say something like, well, I'm going to start my own political party, I believe that is him, to be frank, pouting and saying that he wants to do something about the fact that he's powerless when it comes to politics. One of the biggest blow probably to Elon Musk's ego as a person that has been overly successful and that has overcome every single odd that has been placed against him is the fact that he pretty much, if we want to be frank, lost the war when it came to politics and what happens with this big, beautiful bill with Trump, because he couldn't influence the Republicans. He couldn't impact Trump. And I think that he's saying, no, now we need to get a new political party. Most of the time, political parties, the Green Party, all of these new parties, right? They ultimately get folded into the two-party system that we have. As much as you may not like Democrats, as much as you may not like Republicans, what happens is a lot of the talking points that you even seen from Kamala Harris was ultimately stolen from Jill Stein. So unless you are willing to basically become the feeder party for the bigger party in the United States of America, because like it or not, we got a two-party system. Unless you want to become the feeder party, so basically you come up with an idea, you get some traction behind it, it is then adopted by a much bigger party, whether it be the Republican or the Democrat Party. Unless you want to become that and you want to spend a whole lot of money in order to craft politics through that way, then you're wasting your time. But if you're actually looking to use it in order to try to make an impact and determine whether or not a candidate from your party is going to be one of the ones that then becomes visible and controlling what happens as far as our legislator inside of the United States of America, yep, the libertarians. That's why I don't pay no attention to when these people say I'm independent, I'm libertarian, I'm the Green Party and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's on the ballot. It's on the ballot. But is it really making a difference as far as the visibility and what happens inside of these political parties? So I believe that what you're basically seeing is him not being able to take his L and him saying, well, listen, I want to do something different because I don't like how this thing played out between what happened with me and Trump. And I could be wrong.
So what's golden key back? Golden key back from Elon.
Go ahead.
What's your message going to be to Netanyahu tomorrow?
Well, we're working on a lot of things with Israel, and one of the things is probably a permanent deal with Iran. In other words, they have to give up all of the things that you know so well. The attack turned out, according to every single atomic energy commission, that was a complete and total obliteration. And we had the pilots, as you know, at the White House on Friday. They were incredible. And they confirmed that. They know better than anybody, by the way, but they confirmed that every bomb hit its mark perfectly. And they would have to start all over again at a different location. This one is, the word I used was the correct word, obliteration.
What will your message be on Gaza to Netanyahu?
I think we're close to a deal on Gaza. We could have it this week.
Democrats are claiming more federal cuts for the deaths over in Texas.
He just skipped right over some. He don't even answer some of these people.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance we have a deal with Hamas during the coming week, pertaining to quite a few of the hostages.
Somebody say you won't get any more likes on your post after saying that. Okay. I don't do it for likes, I guess. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I appreciate it. I like the fact that certain things was liked and all of that, but I don't do it for likes. I do it because this is really what my opinion is. So if I give my opinion on some stuff and they agree with it, cool. If not, then you keep moving. You keep working.
Yeah. You know, we've gotten a lot of the hostages out. But pertaining to the remaining hostages, quite a few of them will be coming out. We think we'll have that done this week.
Mr. President, do the tariff rates change at all on July 9th, or do they change on August 1st?
What are you talking about?
Tariff rates, do they change on July 9th or August 1st?
No, they're going to be tariffs. The tariffs are going to be the tariffs. I think we'll have most countries done by July 9th, yeah. Either a letter or a deal.
But they go into effect on August 1st. The tariffs go into effect August 1st, but the president is setting the rates and the deals right now.
Okay?
Are you investigating whether some of the cuts to the federal government left key vacancies at the National Weather Service or in the emergency coordination?
No,
They did not.
They didn't. I'll tell you, if you look at that, what a situation that all is, and that was really the Biden setup. That was not our setup, but I wouldn't blame Biden for it either. I would just say this is a 100-year catastrophe, and it's just so horrible to watch.
Yeah, I don't think that you can really control what happens with, well, some people will say you can't control the weather. I don't think that you could have controlled or predicted what was going to happen in Texas. Again, shout out to Shay Keys. Okay, I got you, baby. I know, Tasha, I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. Prayers up for the people over there in Texas. Shout out to Trump. He's recently signed the bill over the weekend for the 4th of July. Great president, great things. I'm not tired of winning yet. I want some more victories. I want some more dubs. And I also like to appreciate Trump because Trump actually speaks to, and again, we are so used to it after 6 months because we've been practically seeing and reporting on and having conversations and having him comment on things every single day. We didn't see this level of visibility with the Biden administration. We just didn't.